Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today is Thursday, and I just got home from work. And so, yesterday, I swapped out the injectors from the 80s back to the 42.5s, changed like 4 O-rings, chase leaks, finally got it all sealed up. It didn't leak today. She fired right up this morning, drove great all the way to work. We pretty much drove good all the way home, except for I was sitting in traffic, and she just acted like it ran out of gas, and I just stopped and filled up and put $40, like 10 gallons in a 91 at Come and Go. And so I know it wasn't out of gas, but it just died. So I threw it in park, turned it off, like turned the key off, and cycled the key 2 or 3 times, and she started back up, smoked a little bit, and now it's throwing a P0300 random multiple misfire code. So I figured since it's been running rich, I'll probably burn out those brand new fucking plugs. So went by AutoZone. I got some Denso Iridiums, 6 of them. It was like $80 for 6 spark plugs. And then I didn't bring a fucking spark plug socket, so I had to buy one. That was $5. And then it's dripping trans fluid from the pan, so I'm gonna look at that and address that while I'm under there. But this was like $32.99. And then the oil, it was supposed to be, the oil was $39.99, and then you're supposed to get the oil and the filter for $41. And they charged me $39.99 for the oil and $15.99 for the filter, even though I already talked to her, because it was supposed to be a K&N filter, but they didn't have any of the sizes for the Grand Prix. I asked for the 2001, which was the bigger filter, like what's on there currently, off of like the Chevy Silverado or whatever that taller filter is originally for, and they didn't have that. So I just said for an 07 Pontiac Grand Prix 3.8 supercharged, and she said she looked it up and said that they didn't have any of those, anything in stock that would fit my vehicle. So I was like, okay, awesome. So can I use the Mobil 1 filter? And she said, yeah. Well, on the receipt, I didn't get that deal. So that kind of sucks, but I got some 0W20, still full synthetic NASCAR Dexos with a good Mobil 1 filter. It's good brand trans fluid. So I'm going to do an oil change because the oil is smelling a little gassy, and she is a little overfilled, as you can tell, and definitely smells gassy. So I'm going to drain the oil, do an oil change, change all the spark plugs, and just do a little tune-up, add some trans fluid, get everything all nice and 100%, and hopefully this will last for a while. These are supposed to be 100,000 mile spark plugs, so hopefully I don't burn them up, because these are some expensive shit. These are even more expensive than the Iridium XP 104s Autolite. So I don't know, it's supposed to be a good brand. It was the only one that they had 6 of in stock, so I went ahead and got them, and just spent $176 at AutoZone on that. I also got the pan and the thing. That was like $5. But yep, so I got the jack out, got some tools out, and I'm about to get her jacked up, and I'll give you guys another update once I get up underneath. Alright y'all, so I'm up underneath. So yeah, it's looking like she's leaking from the diff cover or the pan right in here, somewhere in here. Maybe the axle seal. So I guess let me see what I can figure out. Oh, looks like I'm missing a bolt right there. Well, no wonder. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put another bolt in that. Alright you guys, let me go find another bolt to put in this, and I'll give you guys another update. Alright y'all, so I got another bolt out of the shed. So I'm going to try to get it up in there. You can tell, you can kind of see a gap right there. So hopefully putting that in and tightening this down will fix this leak, because I don't want it to be leaking. There we go, threading right in. Awesome. It's going in, so it's gonna have to keep threading her down. Then I'll snug it up with the wrench, which is the same wrench I'm gonna have to use to loosen the oil drain plug. There we go. So, snug up my wrench. Snug her down. Awesome. Make sure these other ones. Oh yeah, that one's tight. That one's got the mount bolt. So, all right. Well, hopefully that will help that out at least a little bit, because I'm not trying to have to pull all this stuff apart. I mean, I have another one inside, so I can, but I really don't want to. Well, looks like everything's looking okay, so I guess I'm gonna start getting this oil drained, and I'll give you guys another update. Alright, y'all, she's draining. Pan's almost full. Smells like straight gas. It don't even smell like oil. It just smells like straight gas. You could start a huge bonfire with this. It would just go up in flames. But I'm gonna let this finish dripping out of here and give you guys another update. So y'all stay tuned. Alright, you guys, so I got oil finished draining. I cleaned up the plug. I got all the old RTV off, cleaned it up, put some new RTV on, and got her snug back down. Just wiped down the transmission pan. I did get that bolt in there and got it tightened down, so hopefully that fixes the leak. I checked the other 3 bolts, and well, the other 2 that I could get to on this backside, and they're tight as shit. So I don't know why that one was missing, but it was. But I got that one in there now, so we should be good to go. Hopefully that stops leaks. All I can really do is add fluid to it and go drive it and see if it helps or not. So, it looks like I got a drip coming off right there. Yep. But I guess I'm going to make my way over here, get this oil filter off, and get this oil change done, and then I'll give you guys another update. Alright, you guys, so I got the other drain pan, because that one's about to overflow over there. So I stuffed the rag back in here, all over the subframe, to try to keep the subframe dry. So, hopefully this works, and I don't make a huge mess. Awesome. Smells like straight gas. It's been running super rich. Well, it's not what I was trying to do, but it'll work, I guess. At least it kept everything off of the subframe, so I'm happy about that. I'm gonna let that drip for a moment and I'll give you guys another update. Alright you guys, so I'm gonna get a little dab of this old oil. There we go. Just to lubricate this ring, even though it's a little gassy. Just lubricating the ring. I'm going to take a rag, wipe all this down. I'm going to take that new Mobile 1 filter. There we go. Just clean all my mess up that I made off my control arm. This is a nice hack. Look, I made no mess on the subframe at all just by putting that rag on there. So I don't have any oil down in my engine mount or any of that shit. It's all still nice and dry down there. So good little hack. Throw a rag right there over all that so you don't get it all over your subframe. You only get a little bit on your control arm, and if you have brake cleaner, you just spray it off and you're good. Take 2 seconds. But I didn't buy any brake cleaner because everything else was already so expensive. So I just didn't buy any, and I'm just using a rag and it's fine. But alright, I need to get this drain pan out from under the car. Now that this is all back together, I can fill her back up with oil, and then I need to top off the transmission fluid. But before I do all that, I need to change these spark plugs. So y'all give me just a few. I'm gonna get this out of here, get her back on the ground, and I'll give you guys another update before I start filling her up with fluids. Alright you guys, so I was gonna lower the car off the jack stands, but I wanna check and make sure that the transmission isn't still leaking. I don't know if that's oil. That looks like oil dripped from that. Okay, just want to make sure it wasn't like still dripping trans fluid. But I also forgot the seal on my dipstick tube for the trans down there is bad. Wherever it's at, it's over there somewhere. But yeah, it goes into the trans right down there, and there's this little seal, and I have another one that came off the old reman transmission out of the 06, but this seal is brand new and it did not leak. So I want to swap that out, because every time I add transmission fluid to this car, it drips. It just flows out. It wastes a whole bunch of fluid. It just goes all over the ground because this isn't sealing to the dipstick tube. So I would need to swap that out. Also, it's just a 10mm bolt. And then it allows you to pop the dipstick tube out, and then you just grab on that seal and pull it out, and it just has that tiny little lip right there. You just gotta get that lip to pop out, and then it comes right out, and then you just pop the new one in, put your dipstick tube back in, bolt it back down, you're good to go. So I've got to get that done. I'm about to fill it up with oil right now, and then I'm going to change that dipstick tube seal before I top it off with transmission fluid. But then once I do top it off with transmission fluid, I'm going to go underneath and look and see if it's leaking anywhere. So yeah, y'all stay tuned. I'm going to get this oil in here and I'll give you guys another update. Alright y'all, so I did end up having to lower the car off the jack stands because I was trying to reach down in here and I just couldn't get to it. And I couldn't climb up onto the car because it was up a lot higher than it normally is. So now I'm going to have to crawl up onto the car. I forgot I actually replaced my bolt with a 3/8. So mine is a 3/8, but originally it was a 10mm. And But yeah, it's just right down there on the end of the dipstick tube. And so I'm gonna crawl up on here, get that bolt taken out, remove the dipstick tube, and then I'll give you guys another update. Alright y'all, so I am up here on the car. I got the bolt out. It's right there. So I went ahead and pulled the dipstick out and just wiped it off so it's not making a mess. And then all you gotta do, I'm gonna set you guys down right here. Yeah, and hold you with this hand. There we go. Yeah, all you gotta do, just grab the dipstick tube and just wiggle it and pull up. And just like that, boom. It's not leaking, I hope not. Alright, sorry guys, I guess I accidentally hit the button. But I finally got the old one out. And, ooh, shit. Yeah, there's the old one. It's not horrible, but it definitely was leaking before, so that one is out. I already got the new one stuck back in. Learn from my mistakes, y'all. Whenever you pull your dipstick tube out, do not have it jacked up in the slightest. Have it level or angled forward, because it is all the way down off the jack, but it is on a very slight incline. And I backed in, and as soon as I pulled the dipstick out, it just started fucking dumping all over. So learn from my mistakes. Make sure it's completely level or angled forward towards the front of the car, not to the rear of the car. So yeah, now I just gotta get the dipstick tube and clean it up, pop it back in there, get the bolt back in, and then I can top it off with trans fluid and see if I have any more leaks. So y'all stay tuned. Alright you guys, so I've got the dipstick tube all wiped down. You can tell where it's been rubbing on the header right there. But that's what you got to do. So now I'm going to take this and get it all the way back down there where it's supposed to go. So yeah, I'm going to get this back down here where it's supposed to go. And I'll give you guys another update. So y'all stay tuned. Alright y'all, so I was able to get the dipstick tube back in. It was kind of a pain in the ass trying to do it from up top. You can't really see. And then got the bolt back in and snug back down. It is reading way low on the dipstick, even turned off. So it's really super low, because once you start it, it sucks it way down. That's why you have to check the fluid with it running. But yeah, so now that I've got the dipstick seal swapped out for the transmission, now I can go ahead and start working on the spark plugs and getting these new, what are these, Denso Iridium TTs swapped in here, and hopefully this helps it run better. So y'all give me just a few and we can start getting these front plug wires off, and then I'll give you guys another update. Alright you guys, so I've got all the spark plugs swapped out, and I guess I leaned on the purge valve thing and broke the deal off, so I'm gonna have to swap out this sensor. I have another one in the shed, so I'm gonna pop that sensor off, get it swapped out. It's just a 10mm, and then should be good to start up and let it cycle the oil into the oil filter and check the trans fluid. I dumped pretty much that whole gallon in there. So I guess let me get this sensor swapped out, and then I'll give you guys another update. Okay you guys, so I looked all through the store, or the shed. I looked through the parts car, I looked through the trunk, I looked through the 06, I looked through the 07. I cannot find that other sensor anywhere. So I just robbed the one off the 06 for now. And if anything, I'll just have to go out to the salvage yard and grab another one. I know I have another one somewhere, but there's the one I just broke off. I tossed a piece up here. So I don't know, maybe I can just super glue that one back on and put it on the 06. I don't know. But, yep, I've got that one on there for now, so I forgot that I had changed this also to an Allen bolt, so it was actually a lot easier to get to with this Allen key than it was getting to the one on the 06 with this 10mm bolt and trying to get a ratchet in there. But it's alright. I'm gonna go, I guess, find some super glue that, bolt it back on there. Or maybe I'll just go ahead and bolt this back on there and just super glue it tomorrow or another time. And start getting this stuff picked up and start her up and see if she runs any better. So give me just a few and I'll give you guys another update. Alright you guys, so I've pretty much got everything picked back up. I got everything back together. So I'm about to start her up and see if she runs any better. I got my fingers crossed, so got that sensor all back together. Everything's back together. Let's see if she runs any better. She's running pretty smooth. Definitely seems to be running much better. Sorry. Alright, well I'm going to give her a second so I can check the oil, and I didn't even get to check the transmission fluid yet. But I'll give you guys another update here in just a minute. Alright you guys, so I just checked the oil and it's just barely over the full mark. So oil is perfect. So now I'm gonna have to start her back up and be quiet about it because I have to check the transmission fluid and just make sure it's at least at the full mark. If it's over the full mark, I'll be happy with that. She started right up. Sounds like she's running perfectly healthy. Sounds great. So I'm happy with that. So I'll just have to go to the junkyard, get another purge valve solenoid sensor for the 06 and swap it out. It takes 2 minutes, so not hard. It's pretty easy. So I guess I got to start this back up and check the trans fluid, and then I'll give you guys another update. Alright you guys, well I just started it up, got the transmission fluid, I checked it. It's a little over full, but I shifted it around. It shifts into gear smooth, doesn't make any noise or nothing, so I'm happy about that. I had it sitting here idling and just mess with all the plug wires and everything and make sure everything's nice and tight. It did throw a code for 0300 again, so I checked over all the injector clips, made sure they're all clicked in. They are. All the plug wires got plugged in good, they're all on. It seems like it's running smooth, but now it's throwing a 0300 code, so I don't know what the hell the deal is. I'm gonna figure it out though. So my mom came out and griped at me for the noise because it's like 11:30, so I can't start the car anymore tonight. So still, she runs good, sounds good. It's running much better than what she was previously. So hopefully this helps, and I can call it a win, call it some progress. So I think that's going to be it for this video, you guys. I still got to dump all this oil and get the jack put up. And all my other tools are sitting right there. I got to get everything all picked up and put up. So it's going to be it for this one. So y'all like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one. I'm going to catch you guys later.